When you're an avid board game player or someone who has a board game group who meets weekly or monthly, someone who loves playing board games, the way that you play board games can maybe sometimes get a little old, a little tiresome. You just want to change things up. And so that's something that my husband and I did, especially during the times of lockdown. We would play a ton of different tournaments. I would sketch up a little scoreboard in order to document and write down our tournament. And so last year we thought, let's make a tournament of tournament. And so we created the Throne of Games. This term is, I'm sure, not anything new. I'm sure a lot of other people have called their tournament the Throne of Games. We created just like an overall tournament scheme, and I'll show you guys an in-depth look at our scoreboard and how either detailed you want to go or maybe more broad. And it was just a really fun way to create a new way of putting a little bit more stakes in playing your game. So I'm going to show you guys our score sheet. So this is our Throne of Games score sheet. We chose to do 5 games that we own and love, which is Azul, Call to Adventure, Dominion, Scythe, and Splendor. Now, I went pretty detailed with this, so what I did was, first of all, numbered how many games we were going to play. So we always did an odd number of games, just like any kind of tournament or way that you play your game. You want to do an uneven, like the best 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5, etc. We would choose how many games we would play depending on how fast the games go as well. By the way, all of these recommendations and advice that I'm giving you is of course subject to what type of games you're playing and all that stuff. For Azul, we had the 2 different types. So we did original and stained glass. And then for the last one, we chose at random which Azul game we did. For Call to Adventure, we only had the 1 type. For Dominion, we have 5 expansions. So we chose at random, or I think we even combined all 5 cards from all the expansions and put them out at random. With Scythe, we just made sure to know that we did the airships and expansions for Scythe as well as Splendor. We did the original and then the Orient and City variant. The other thing that I wrote down was who was the round winner. So it was me or my husband, or in one case we tied. And then points, we did cumulative points of each of the games because all of these games do actually do points. So I wrote down what the points came out to. And so at the end of all of this, you would go down, and I actually forgot to do this on the computer. So I wrote down in total who won the most, which was my husband, and then our cumulative scores from all of the games. And then again, my husband beat me fair and square. He won the most games and got the most points. And that was kind of the point of keeping your scores and how many games you won, because sometimes your games can, you could win more games, but your opponent wins. Maybe their score is so much different that it kind of evens out, if you know what I mean. The way that we set this up also is for a 2-player tournament, but if you have a 4-player tournament, you can do the same thing. Or if you want to go a little simpler, you could do something like whoever gets first place gets 10 points, second place 7, third, fourth, 4 points, fourth, 1 point. And just ignoring the scores altogether. Or if you have a tournament where you have some games that have scoring and other games that just have, like, if you win or you don't win, this is a way to still have points if you want to incorporate points but not get too complicated or in the weeds about it. And of course, the simplest way you could go is just ignore the points altogether and just go by who won the most games. This is honestly a type of tournament that you could have span for months or have an awesome weekend game tournament. There's a lot of ways that you guys can alter or make this tournament your own. These are just ideas and ways that I would go about creating a game tournament, but I just wanted to share these ideas with you. So there is a lot that can be done and make playing games even more fun. So really, I'm sharing this with you all so that you can take the Throne of Games, so that you can create your own Throne of Games. I would love to know what assets and features you would do. Please share with me at any time if you do wind up using this kind of score sheet, or even the term to be like, hey, we did a Throne of Games tournament. So anyway, it would just be really fun. And like I said, you can go as detailed or as simple as you want. It was just a fun feature I thought I would share with you all in our camaraderie of loving to play board games. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if you guys are going to use it. It would be really fun to see how your tournaments turn out. So thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Or someone who meets and has weekly or semi-weekly, or someone who has a board game group, someone who loves playing board games. And I would just sketch up a little tournament piece of paper, playing games and making it a bit more, having it be a little more, what is the word? There's a lot of ways that you guys can, if you guys do all of these actual cumulative points